Hello again, it's only me, and as you can see from the title of this video, I'm doing another week of Art Uni. To quickly fill you in case you don't know who I am and this is your first time watching one of my videos, I'm currently in my first year of Art Uni and I study illustration, and I film a whole week of me doing stuff for that. I also have an Etsy shop, so there will be a few things of that sprinkled in between. Before I get into this week, I thought I would fill you in with what I've been up to because I didn't film one of these last week. Last week I made a draw with me instead where I showed myself doing this spread. So if you like the look of these two pages, I think you'll enjoy last week's video because I showed myself painting this and it was just a nice chatty time. Also last week I was working quite a bit on uni stuff. We've been given our new project. So to fill you in quickly on what this project is about, I picked one person. There was this long list of like 20 people that we got given, and we had to pick one person from that list, and the person I chose was Daniel Lismore. I'll pop a few pictures up on screen of what he's about. He's a designer. He dresses in the very extravagant clothes. I just chose him because of the colours, the shapes. I just thought there's so much you could do with him because he is just so jam-packed with just all sorts. I'll just pop this here for now because my phone number's under there. If lost, please phone this number and let me know. As if I'm going to leave the house with this book. I just like to have it in case. Anyway, they're calling it a sort of portrait. So we have to create a portrait of the person, but without painting their face and doing a traditional portrait. It's got to be a poster which embodies them, embodies their characteristics. You look at it and you'll instantly connect it to that person, but without actually painting them, if that makes any sense. So here's some research. That's the extent of my writing nowadays. Bits and bobs inspired by his outfits. This was inspired by a pair of his earrings. I mean, these are all just really quick scribbles. I know they're not amazing. Going straight in with the felt tip pen and just drawing whatever came to mind. Here we've got more scribbles. He calls himself a walking piece of art, a living piece of art. So this was just playing on the idea of inside a picture frame, a piece of art. This is sort of a deconstructed outfit. I looked at one of his designs and just picked out certain shapes and made a little thing, added them all together, which comes to this guy down here. He says that phrase, "Be yourself because everybody else is taken," and that's what I like about him. He just is true to himself, even though he gets judged for it and people think he's really weird. He still continues to wear what he wears because that's what he likes to wear, and that's him. This was collaging inspired by his outfit. More shapes. This was just another collaged outfit. Some messing about with ink. This was a big mesh of colour inspired by a picture I saw of him, and I then scanned this in and cut into it on Photoshop to make some cool shapes. He uses a lot of flowing fabric, so I wanted to do something quite loose and flowy. I had an online lesson this morning and this is just what I doodled whilst in that lesson. So that's everything I've been up to last week, as well as that draw with me I filmed. I will also right now show you my Google Slides. That's how the teachers see our work. It's like an online sketchbook. They look at our work through the Google Slides, and there's also quite a bit of research on there. So as well as all that practical work, I also did a bit of research as well. Yeah, so now I think you're fully caught up. That is everything I can think of. What have I been up to today then? It's now Monday. Like I said, I had an online lesson this morning. We were learning a lot about composition in this lesson, and I already knew quite a bit about composition, but it's just nice to brush up on it because I'd forgotten quite a bit actually. We got set a task to take some pictures using a bunch of different compositional techniques, and then we have to show the pictures in the lesson that we've got in the afternoon. So I went out on a little walk with my mum just down the path behind my house, took some pictures there. So I'm not a photographer or anything, so they're not the most amazing things, but I tried my best. I also took some pictures just from inside my house with random things I could find. But before I have that online lesson, I just want to quickly open some letters I got through the mail because I'm quite excited about them. I ordered this off Etsy I think last week. It's a present for my friend, so I need to make sure to tell her to not watch this video because her birthday is coming up towards the end of this month. So I had a little look on Etsy for things to get her and I saw these. This person is called Paint Soup. Can you see it on Etsy? Oh, that's precious. My friend really likes, what's it called? Over the Garden Wall. So I got her some stickers I'm sure she'll really like them. This is their Instagram and their Etsy if you want to have a look at their other stuff. I'm sure probably a lot of you already know who this person is. They're called Catnip. They have a really successful Etsy shop and YouTube channel. But yeah, I just ordered some things from her shop. I got some things for myself because I just couldn't resist. And then I got a couple things for my friend. Da-da-da-da. Oh, cute, cute, cute. I ended up getting 2 of the washi tapes. I think I'm going to give this one to my friend and I'm going to keep this one for myself. And I also got this for my friend because they match. So she's got the bee washi tape and then the Big Cat Into Your Mind coaster. Very cute. Hopefully you enjoyed watching me unbox them. I quite like watching people unbox things, and plus I just wanted to share these Etsy shops. I mean, I think you'll probably know about Catnip, but especially this one. I think this was quite a small shop, so definitely go show them some support. Oh, that was really fun. Right, and now that excitement's over, I will get doing some work. My online lesson's in half an hour, so I think I'll just chill until then. Alrighty, it's voiceover me for a bit now whilst I'm packing these orders. I had quite a few orders this week, so thank you very much for anybody who ordered something. Always puts a big smile on my face. I never really know what to say for these bits, because it's kind of just the same thing every time. Wrap it up nice and neat, put it in a little biodegradable plastic bag thingamajig, pop the corners on. I had to make a bunch more corners this week actually. You know those bits of paper I put on the corners of my prints? I had to make a lot of them again this week. I seem to just be constantly making corners because I have to use 4 on each order. They just go down so quickly. And I feel like I'll make a bunch and I'll be making them for at least an hour and I think, oh, these will last me a long while now. And then it feels like next week I have to make more corners, which I mean I'm not complaining about because it means I've had orders, which is always nice. But yeah, I make a lot of corners. And to be fair, it's quite relaxing to do. Just sort of turn your brain off and fold some pieces of paper. It's quite nice. I was having a little look on my Etsy statistics just before I started doing this voiceover actually, and I noticed I'm on 393 sales, so I'm really close to 400, so that's exciting. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Hopefully I'll be at 400 within the next week or so. That would be lovely. I'm just going to let the music play for a bit now and I'll speak to you in a little bit. Okay, moving on to Tuesday now. I had a big mission on Tuesday to get more of a finished piece done because all the things I'd done previous to this were just sort of scribbles and doodles and quick ideas, but I thought on Tuesday I really wanted to dedicate myself to making one sort of nice finished piece. I had this idea to create a sort of art gallery because Daniel has this saying where he calls himself like a living piece of art, a walking piece of art, so I thought by putting him inside of picture frames on like the wall of an art gallery would be quite a cool way to show that idea. I ended up doing this in collage because I've been getting into collage lately. I had to do it for a project a while ago and since then I've fell in love. Truth be told though, this piece didn't go super to plan. Oh, here I am just doing this little scribble of patterns with some felt tip pens and pencils, but I actually didn't end up using this for the final piece just because the colours didn't really match, so yeah, this didn't end up getting used. I did stick it in the front of my book though, just because I liked the way it looked, so it didn't go to waste. Anyway, like I was saying, the finished piece didn't really turn out how I envisioned it. I still thought it had potential though, so you'll hear me talk about it in a second, but I take this into Photoshop and mess with it a bit on there, and I end up getting it to a place where I thought it looked quite nice. Okay, so I've just made this here. I think it's okay. It's fun, but I'm not crazy about it. There are some things that are off. I don't really like the colour of the floor, and I tried to do like tiles on the floor, and I just don't really think that worked. And plus, there's like loads of pencil lines everywhere because I didn't properly rub them out before I started painting. But I think what I'm going to do is scan this into Photoshop because I think it has potential to be something which I like. So I'll have a fiddle about with it on there and see if I can do something cool. But before I do that, I need to clean up this mess because yikes. I would like to have gotten a bit more done today, but I had to go to the dentist to get my braces tightened, which takes up a big chunk of time. So I've only managed to do this so far. I always make a giant mess when I'm collaging. Right. I'll tidy this up and get photoshopping. Just popping in really quickly to let you know what's going on here. I scanned it into Photoshop. I just did all the colours a little bit, just so they looked more like they did in real life. And one of the main things that was bothering me with the original piece I did was the composition. The picture frames were just placed randomly about, which didn't really look the best. So I took it onto Photoshop, rearranged it all so it had a better composition. I also cut around the frames to make them a bit thinner because they were just a bit bulky and clunky and I didn't really like the way it looked. And then I added this little panel in at the side to give it a little bit more 3D-ness and make it look more like a room. And yeah, that's the difference between the two pieces. I think the second one is definitely an improvement. Very good, very nice. Hello, it's now next day. It's Wednesday. Is it? Yeah, it's Wednesday. Currently nearly 4 o'clock. Only managed to get this done today, which I don't know. I feel like I'd like to have gotten a bit more done by this point, but I didn't start drawing until after dinner, which is a bit bad because I like to get a little bit done in the morning as well. But it just didn't happen today. So what have I been up to then? Just been sketching really. It's very scribbly and very messy, but just trying to get ideas out. I'm embarrassed to say how long these pages took me because it looks like it should have taken at like half an hour max, but in reality this took me about 2 hours. Not the actual drawing, I can get them drawn quite quickly because they are just a scribbly mess. Just sat thinking for ages just for an idea, thinking come on brain, come up with something, anything please. I'm trying to think less literally. I'm trying to think less literally and not do the first thing that comes to mind. I feel like I want to come up with at least another 2 pages of ideas before I move on to the next stage of refining the ideas a bit more. But I think for today my brain's just frazzled. I can't come up with anything else. So I think I'm going to have a break from this and do some other painting just in my personal sketchbook. Voiceover's back for a bit now. I decided to just paint a landscape because I couldn't really think of what to paint, to be honest. So I had a peruse through Pinterest, saw this picture, I thought, oh wowzer, I like the look of that. So that's what I did. I painted it, got my tape out so I could get a nice clean straight edge when I peeled the tape off. And yeah, just got painting. When I started painting this, in my head I thought it would take maybe half an hour because I wanted to go for a really loose blobby style, which I did for, if you watched my last video where I did the draw with me, I wanted to do it kind of like the flowers I did in that painting. But as I got painting I realised, hold on now, this is quite a complex landscape which I don't think I could do with just a few blobs. It took me a bit longer than I anticipated. Not too long though, I think maybe 2 hours, 1.5 hours, 2 hours, which isn't really that long for me when in the past I've spent I think 4 or 5 hours on a landscape. Yeah, this was quite a quick one. And I feel like with all paintings they kind of go through that ugly stage, and this stage right now was definitely that ugly stage. I was looking at it and thinking, yikes, I've probably messed up here. I don't think I'll be able to get it to look nice, but that's just what always happens. You gotta power through it, gotta say no, I will get you to look nice, and that's what I did. Well, I thought it looked nice in the end. I was quite happy with it. Just got to keep pushing through it, adding more blobs, adding more bits of colour, and eventually after a lot of hard work and dedication, it gets to a point where I think, hold on, I don't hate this anymore. If you look at the page on the side, you might notice a bit of paint blobbed on there. It's because at the time of painting this, I thought, oh, I'll just be cool and paint 2 paintings at the same time and just sort of make one up on the other page with whatever paint I had on my brush, and that just completely went down the drain and it looked horrible, so I just gave up with that. So yeah, ignore that mess on the other page. I'll fix it at some point. But here's the finished landscape. I think it looks really cute. I ended up going over the top with a little bit of pencil as well, just to add a few scribbles. And yeah, it was a nice little break from uni work. Oh, forget it. Right, it's now Thursday morning. I went on a little walk, which you just saw. It was snowing quite a lot last night, and there was quite a thick layer of snow everywhere, and then I woke up this morning and it pretty much all melted. Oh well. Anyway, I'm back now and I've just finished packing some orders, so I'll show you them clips now whilst I chat you through what I want to get done today. I need to draw more thumbnails like I did yesterday, just a bunch of sketches. I want to try and fill another 2 pages full of sketches, and then I need to pick my best 3 ideas and draw them bigger and nicer, and then I need to take a picture of those and put them on this slide. We put them on like this communal slide, so you can go through and see everyone's work and you have to like comment on people's work and stuff. So yeah, that needs to get done today so I can be prepared for tomorrow's lesson. I don't know how much of it I'll film because I don't think it'll be very exciting. It's just going to be a bunch of scribbly sketches. I'll film a little bit just to keep you updated, but yeah, I don't think today will be the most exciting thing to film. So I will get on with that. It's also really cold in my house, so I've got 2 layers on. Got my jumper and then my cardigan. Here's another page of thumbnails that I did. I did say I wanted to do another 2 pages. I only ended up doing another 1 page because I just couldn't come up with any more ideas. My brain, it was empty. I was there for ages thinking, come on, anything please, and it was just my brain was going, nope, sorry, we're out of ideas. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll move on. And to be fair, I had 3 ideas which I kind of liked, so I thought, okay, I'll just move on. Here I am doing more refined thumbnails now, so I had a look through all the past scribbly sketches that I did on the past 3 pages, and I thought, right, which ones are the standout ones, which ones do I think actually work and could make a nice final piece. This was one of them. I had just an idea to just sort of use silhouetted shapes of Daniel's outfits. Each outfit he does is completely unique and has just a bonkers silhouette to it. He wears like these really massive things on his head which must weigh a ton, but it just gives him these really wacky looking silhouettes. So I wanted to do something with those shapes, and my idea was to just fill them full of patterns and textures and shapes, thinking for the final piece I could do this all in collage and paint and colour pencil and just all mixed media really, and it would just look really fun and crazy like his outfit. My next idea was kind of similar with the patterns, but it's sort of pouring out of a soup can because that's one of his outfits did that. He makes a lot of outfits out of rubbish, so it's just a bit of a nod to that, how he can make art out of rubbish. And then this final idea was just another mishmash of patterns and shapes. and just all sorts. I was looking at his outfits for reference when doing these, picking out shapes that I liked. He does a lot of overlapping and he has a lot of texture in his work. I wanted to try and recreate that in this piece. I went for quite a long and thin composition for this to recreate sort of the size of his outfits, because he is quite a tall man, and that added with extremely big things on his head makes him probably very tall, so I thought I would do quite a long composition to play off of that. So those were my 3 ideas. I think the soup can one's my favourite though. It's now Friday morning. Last night you saw me drawing these little guys. You saw me drawing these thumbnails. I just did the 3 ideas. This was just a bit of a doodle for fun to fill up the gap, and then I did this one as well. I'm quite happy with them, so yeah, that went well. This morning I popped them all on my Google slide for the lesson at 1 o'clock that we've got, so that's all done and dusted out of the way. I thought this morning I would just have a little break and do some more art just for myself in my personal book. I found this picture on Pinterest about last week or something, and I really liked it. I like the colours, I like the flowers, and I want to do something like this. I won't copy it exactly, I'll just take inspiration for it. My camera is flashing because I forgot to charge it overnight. I usually charge it before I go to bed every night, but I forgot. You'll probably next see me when I'm like halfway through that, so my camera has time to charge. Yeah, I'll see you in a little while. I am doing just a bit more drawing in my personal book because I'll get a bit bored working on uni stuff sometimes. Sorry I didn't get much filmed of this. Like I say, my camera needed to charge, so yeah, I've pretty much done a good chunk of it before I managed to be able to film anything. I had that initial inspiration of the picture that I showed you before, but to be fair, I didn't really look at it that much. I used it for the colour inspiration a little bit, although I ended up adding in a bit more blue than the original picture and just sort of making it up really. Originally I started doing the orange circles like to symbolise flowers, but as I went on I realised they were kind of looking a bit like peaches, so I just stuck with that and made the one in the middle especially look like a peach because it has like the line in the middle. And I'm actually really happy with how this turned out, and it was really fun to do actually. It was quite relaxing, just kind of turn my brain off whilst I did this and just plonking colours where I thought they would look nice. I put a little bit of paint behind. I just painted, it's not that obvious on camera, but I painted a really light blue blob of paint behind this, which I then drew on top of, and I left that sort of visible in the white flowers around, so you can see like the brush strokes within the white flowers, which I thought looked really nice. Going in with my coloured pencils. The coloured pencils I use are by the brand Faber-Castell Polychromo. I feel like I say that all the time, but somebody always asks, so that's the pencils I use. And the brand of sketchbook I use is Sea White of Brighton, because that's another question I get asked nearly every video. This is a finished piece. I really like it, and yeah, that's also the end of the video. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. That's very nice, means a lot, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.